Hi everyone, welcome to Poetology. This video is part 2 of my video on online poetry journals. If you like to read poetry and you're looking for places where you can find top quality poetry for free, then these magazines are a very good place to start. You have access to so many hours of reading, and you can take these poems with you on the go. You can read them quietly at home. There's a lot of flexibility. And if you are a poet who writes and wants to submit work to magazines, then being aware of all these places where you can send your work and hopefully get published is very helpful. I originally asked for recommendations on Twitter, and so all of these were journals that were recommended by other people. However, the more time I spend on this, the more magazines I become aware of. And so I'm thinking already that there will be a part 3 to this, but probably not next week. I need a little more time to put together more titles so I can make a whole new video. I hope you enjoy this little foray into online journals. I'll see you at the end of the video. So, More Frog was definitely a new journal for me. I'd never come across it, but it is an online journal edited by Jeremy Page and Peter Stewart, and it publishes poetry in the extreme. It only appears twice a year, but they have quite a few poems for each issue. You can read the issues online. They list their contributors here. All of the past issues are accessible on the side. This looks like it's more of a web browser accessible magazine, but I haven't tried on my phone, so I can't be certain about this. Submissions are always welcome, apparently. So as long as you send your work in a single document. Second, here is The Lake. The Lake is inspired by Jean Rhys' imperative. It's dedicated to publishing all forms of poetry by new and established poets, and it highlights the best of contemporary poetry, and also book reviews. And here you can see what was reviewed in the previous issues. If you click on poetry, you get the September issue, and you can click on each poet's name and find their poem here. Submissions are currently open for their November issue, so you can check the guidelines here if you want to submit to The Lake. London Grip is a new one for me as well, the international online cultural magazine. Again, it's broader, it doesn't just have poetry, and it's been going on for a long time. I'm not sure why I hadn't seen it before. It describes itself as an international journal including reviews of shows, events, and books, articles on a wide range of topics, an exhibition space for cross-media arts, and an in-house poetry magazine. Reviews may be submitted at any time, but the usual submission windows for poetry are December to January, March to April, June to July, and September to October, and simply done by email. You can click on any one of these years and see the different issues that they had and enjoy hours of reading ahead. Here is Germ Magazine. It looks pretty good with all of these pictures and titles on the main page. Germ's goal is to provide young people, high school age and beyond, an inclusive space to share their experiences on a wide variety of topics: love, life, health, home, the world, school, career, the future, all things safety, the lighter issues and the harder ones. So this is mainly for younger people. You can submit your writing simply by writing to them and submit other work too, because this isn't just poetry, it's got lots of different things. However, you can select poetry here and read what younger people are writing. For example, Underneath Ozone by Goriha B. There's a lot to read on this website. Here is Bear Bua Journal. It comes from the Irish for bring and talent, victory, virtue. It's a journal of avant-garde poetry and abstract art based in Ireland. It's published as an e-journal, and they seek poetry and artwork. Here is the journal itself. So it seems to collect a range of posts. I'm not sure whether these are separate issues or whether they just keep posting new work. If you click on the latest one, for example, you get a poem, then it's basically organized by posts, like a blog post. Here we get some visual work. The submission guidelines are closed until early 2022. So they must have received a lot of work and they're taking a break while they go through it, but they will certainly reopen again soon. They also have a YouTube channel, which could be worth checking out. So Untitled publishes an online magazine called Voices. They are a platform created to amplify and uplift underrepresented writers. They're looking for storytellers, underrepresented writers, for example, from a socio-economically marginalized background, LGBTQ plus writers, Black writers, Asian writers, and those from minority ethnic communities, working class, and writers with a disability. If you click on Voices, you will see their magazine. The submissions are currently open for issue 4, and you can see issue 3 here as well as the previous ones, and simply click to download. Here is Famidan Journal, which comes from the Farsi verb to understand. Famidan was founded very recently in summer 2020, and it hopes to bring diverse voices and their cacophonous words. It encourages us to send thought-provoking existentialism, phobia's darkest moments. You can view all of the issues here. They are themed, so the latest one is languages, as well as unthemed work. You can view them like this, in PDF format. It looks like they publish books as well. That's amazing. I'm wondering if we can submit. Yes, it's under more here. Submissions. Submissions are open or will be open on November 1st for all categories. That's good news. Here is Ink Drinkers Poetry. It was started in June 2020 and it releases 4 issues a year on the solstices and equinoxes. Each issue has a theme. They say, we love to be made to feel, to get lost in the words, to be made into ink drinkers by your words. And it's based in the northeast of England. Let's have a look at the issue. The latest one is on folklore. We've got Sparks, Home, Siren, and Folklore. If you click on the latest, which came out in September, you can actually download it and read it. Submissions are open until 1st September 2021. This means that they are closed, but there should be a new submission window soon since there are 4 issues per year. Keep looking, it will come back. As usual, they are on Twitter and will probably update readers and poets on there. We are looking at interim poetry and poetics. It seeks to engage the perilous conditions of life in the 21st century as they pertain to issues of social justice and the earth, writing that demonstrates an ethos that considers the human condition in inclusive love and sympathy while offering the same in consideration of the planet. And they believe that the truth is experimental, so they are looking for work with innovative approaches. It's an international literary journal that publishes poetry, translations, criticism, reviews, and hybrid text by both emerging and established writers. So there is a print issue here that you can buy, but if you look at past issues and you click on them, you can actually view the issue, and it is absolutely amazing. It looks fantastic. Let's click on submit. They say that they are open for submissions from 1st January through to 1st September, and theme submissions run for 5 months. So it might be open again in the new year for submissions. The Scores is a poetry journal that is edited by postgraduate students in English at St Andrews in Scotland. They are on their 10th issue, and you can read the issue on the website, even though it's taking a lot of energy from my laptop. You can click on each. Ooh, there's work by Polyatkin and Daniel Sluman. This is great. And let's have a look again at the submissions. Submissions are currently closed, but they're promising new submission windows very soon. Again, if you follow these journals on Twitter, you will usually know if the submission window opens. Street Cake is an online magazine that has existed since 2008. They publish diverse and experimental writing. They actually have an experimental writing prize as well, with an anthology. They are very open to a wide of writers. They want to be inclusive, so even if you don't have any credentials or you're not the typical poet who regularly is featured by other magazines, you can give them a try. The current issue is issue 74. It looks really beautiful. You can click on these issues. They're split into 2 different parts, and then you get access to the PDF file for the journal. And you can see that there's a lot of concrete poetry and more visual work in this particular journal. It's very international as well. Let's look at the submissions. They are open for submissions, and the next issue will be published in November. You can send 2 to 5 poems, including visual poems, or 1 or 2 pieces of fiction. So these were 11 more journals added to the first video. So you've got lots of options of places to go to for reading and sending poetry. I hope to see you published in those journals, and I hope that you enjoy reading some of these. If you are reading any of these online journals, let me know about it, and also make sure to recommend others that I've neglected so that I can include them in a future video. If you have a journal and you don't appear in these 2 videos, it's got nothing to do with you. I made this selection solely on what was recommended to me on Twitter, but there are more, and I will hopefully put together another video for the others. And thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for the encouragement, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.